The term pro is derived from the Latin prefix pro, meaning for, forward, or in favor of, and historically conveyed the idea of acting on behalf of something or advancing a cause. Over time, this prefix evolved into the modern shorthand pro to denote professionalism, expertise, and a high standard of competence, particularly in commercial, creative, and technical contexts. When used in a business name such as DanLanPro, the word pro signals a deliberate positioning. It suggests that the author intends to be perceived as operating at a professional or expert level, rather than as a hobbyist or casual practitioner. By appending pro to the brand name, the author emphasizes credibility, skill, and reliability, while also implying a commitment to quality outcomes and client-focused service. In this way, pro functions both as an etymological marker of advocacy and forward movement, and as a modern branding device that communicates seriousness, authority, and professional identity. DanLanPro's use of the term pro within the context of Chicago step-in culture reflects both linguistic intention and cultural positioning, as in its broader etymological sense, pro, a mo, is being for something. Here, it signals advocacy for the preservation, elevation, and disciplined practice of Chicago step-in. Within this culture, credibility is earned through consistency, respect for lineage, musical knowledge, and technical precision on the floor. By adopting pro, DanLanPro aligns the brand with mastery rather than trend, suggesting an adherence to the standards set by seasoned steppers and instructors. Additionally, Chicago step-in has long valued polish, presentation, and professionalism, elements visible in attire, posture, musicality, and social conduct. The pro designation reinforces these values, framing DanLanPro not merely as a participant in the culture, but as a steward and representative of it. It conveys that the work associated with the name, whether teaching, documenting, promoting, or organizing, approaches step-in with seriousness, structure, and respect for its roots in Chicago's African-American social tradition. In this sense, pro becomes a cultural statement, a commitment to excellence, cultural responsibility, and forward movement within the step-in community, rather than a claim of superiority. As a businessman and digital artist, DanLanPro uses the name as an intentional motivational signal rather than a self-congratulatory label. The inclusion of pro communicates a mindset rooted in discipline, growth, and accountability, values that resonate both in entrepreneurship and in creative practice. It suggests that professionalism is not reserved for corporations or institutions, but is attainable for individuals who commit to refining their craft, honoring their culture, and presenting their work with clarity and purpose. In this way, the name implicitly challenges others to elevate how they approach their own talents and ventures. Within creative and cultural spaces, particularly those tied to Chicago step-in and digital storytelling, DanLanPro models the idea that artistry and business acumen can coexist without compromising authenticity. The brand signals that one can take culture seriously, treat creativity as valuable labor, and still remain rooted in community. By publicly embracing pro, DanLanPro aims to inspire others to see themselves as professionals in their own right, to invest in skill development, present their work confidently, and pursue excellence with intention. The name ultimately functions as both a personal standard and an invitation, a call to move forward with purpose, pride, and professionalism.
Thank you for watching.